Take a look at this. The simple, humble salt shaker. It's a staple on nearly every dinner table in America. A symbol of flavor, of family meals, of tradition. We reach for it without a second thought. But what if I told you that this familiar object is a decoy? What if I told you that the real threat to your heart health, the single greatest source of a mineral that is silently harming millions, is not in this shaker at all? The real danger is invisible. It's a ghost in our food supply, hiding in plain sight in foods you eat every single day even, and this is the crucial part, in foods that don't even taste salty. Here's a number that should stop you in your tracks: 3,400. The average American consumes over 3,400 milligrams of sodium daily. To put that in perspective, the American Heart Association recommends we stay under 2,300 milligrams. And for many adults, especially those with high blood pressure, the ideal limit is just 1,500 milligrams. This isn't just a small overstep. It's a massive, system-wide overdose, and it is a key driver of high blood pressure, a condition affecting nearly half of all adults in the United States. It's a silent epidemic, paving the way for heart disease and stroke. Welcome to Senior Health Lab. I'm your host, and today we are embarking on a mission. This isn't just a video. This is a comprehensive masterclass. We are going to pull back the curtain on the modern food industry. We will expose the hidden sources of sodium that have become staples in our diet. We will give you the tools to decode confusing food labels and see the truth. And most importantly, we will revolutionize the way you think about flavor, transforming your kitchen from a place of restriction into a studio of creativity. By the end of this deep dive, you will be a master at managing sodium, not through deprivation, but through knowledge. Not through blandness, but through vibrant taste. This isn't about cutting salt. It's about taking back control of your health, one delicious meal at a time. So grab a notepad and let's begin. Before we declare war on sodium, it's critical to understand its dual nature. In the right amount, it's absolutely essential for life. It's an electrolyte, a mineral that carries an electric charge, and it plays a leading role in the very function of our bodies. Think about it. Every thought you have, every move you make, relies on nerve impulses. Sodium is what allows those electrical signals to travel from your brain to the rest of your body. It works in a delicate, beautiful dance with another mineral, potassium, to power what's known as the sodium-potassium pump. This pump is in every single one of your cells, working constantly to maintain fluid balance and allow your muscles to contract and relax, including the most important muscle of all, your heart. So if sodium is a friend, where does the story turn dark? The problem, as with so many things in nutrition, is not its presence, but its overwhelming excess. Our bodies evolved in an environment where salt was scarce, and are brilliantly designed to hold on to it. But our modern food environment is the complete opposite. It's a veritable flood of sodium. And our bodies simply can't keep up. So what is actually happening inside your body when it's overloaded? Let's zoom into the cellular level. Imagine every one of your cells as a tiny, perfectly balanced water balloon. Your bloodstream is the fluid surrounding these balloons. When you consume a high-sodium meal, that sodium floods your bloodstream. Now sodium acts like a powerful water magnet. Through a process called osmosis, it aggressively pulls water out of your cells and into your bloodstream to try and dilute the high concentration of salt. This has two immediate effects. First, your cells are left dehydrated, which can contribute to feelings of fatigue and lethargy. Second, and more dangerously, the total volume of fluid in your bloodstream increases dramatically. Your blood vessels, which are a fixed size, are now trying to contain much more liquid. This is why you might feel bloated or puffy after a salty meal. Your rings might feel tighter, your ankles might swell. That's not just a feeling. It's a physical sign of the pressure building inside you. Now, where do your kidneys fit into this picture? Think of your kidneys as the most sophisticated and hard-working filtering system on the planet. Each kidney contains about 1 million tiny filtering units called nephrons. Their job, 24/7, is to filter your entire blood supply, removing waste products, balancing minerals, and crucially, getting rid of excess sodium. When you're eating a healthy amount of sodium, this system works beautifully. But when you consistently consume 3,400 milligrams or more, day after day, you are forcing this incredible filtering system into perpetual overtime. It's like running a high-performance engine in the red, all day, every day. The kidneys work furiously to flush out the excess sodium, but they can only do so much. Over months and years, this chronic strain can physically damage those delicate nephrons. This can lead to reduced kidney function and, in some cases, chronic kidney disease, a condition inextricably linked to high blood pressure. And that brings us to the heart of the matter. This is the grand finale of sodium's destructive impact. With a higher volume of blood being pumped through your vessels and your kidneys struggling to keep up, your heart, the master pump, has to work significantly harder to do its job. It's like trying to push molasses through a garden hose. This increased force pressing against your artery walls is by its very definition high blood pressure or hypertension. For a while, your heart can compensate. But over time, this constant, relentless pressure causes the walls of your arteries to become stiff and damaged. The heart muscle itself, particularly the left ventricle which does most of the pumping, can thicken and enlarge in an attempt to meet the demand, a condition called left ventricular hypertrophy. A thickened, overworked heart is an inefficient heart. It becomes weaker, setting the stage for heart failure. The damaged, stiff arteries are more prone to plaque buildup and clots, dramatically increasing the risk of a heart attack or a stroke. This entire cascade, from a single salty meal to a life-threatening cardiac event, happens silently. That's why high blood pressure is called the silent killer. And it all starts with the hidden sodium in our food. At this point, you might be thinking, this is serious, but I'm okay. I barely ever use the salt shaker. That's what our viewer Robert, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, thought too. Robert loved to garden and walk his dog. He considered himself active and healthy. So when his doctor told him at a routine checkup that he had stage 1 hypertension, he was stunned. But how? He asked. I never add salt to my food. His doctor sat him down and asked him to walk through a typical day of eating. For breakfast, a bowl of a popular oat-based cereal. For lunch, a turkey sandwich on whole wheat bread. For dinner, he and his wife often shared a frozen pizza or had spaghetti with a jarred tomato sauce. Robert was floored when his doctor explained that the salt shaker wasn't the problem. The problem was his breakfast, his lunch, and his dinner. He was consuming a massive amount of sodium without ever picking up the shaker. Robert's story is incredibly common. The shocking truth is that over 70% of the sodium we consume isn't from salt we add ourselves. It comes from processed, packaged, and restaurant foods. The American Heart Association has identified the top sources of this hidden sodium, a list they call the Salty Six. Today, we're going on an investigation to unmask them. Suspect number 1, breads, bagels, and cereals. This is the one that surprises people the most. Why is there so much salt in bread? It's not just for flavor. Salt is crucial in commercial baking to control the yeast, strengthen the gluten structure for a better texture, and act as a preservative. A single slice of bread can have anywhere from 100 to 230 milligrams of sodium. A plain bagel can easily top 400 milligrams. That healthy-looking bowl of bran cereal? It could be hiding 250 milligrams. If you have a bagel for breakfast and a sandwich for lunch, you could be well over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Suspect number 2, pizza. This is a sodium triple threat. The crust has sodium. The tomato sauce is often loaded with it. The cheese has a significant amount. And then you add the toppings. Pepperoni is a form of cured meat, and just a few slices can add another 500 milligrams. A single slice from a large pizza can easily contain 700 milligrams of sodium or more. 2 slices and you're already at your ideal daily limit. Suspect number 3. Canned soups. A can of soup seems like a healthy, comforting choice, especially on a cold day. But turn that can around and look at the label. 1 serving of a popular canned chicken noodle soup can pack over 800 milligrams of sodium. And let's be realistic, the serving size is often half a can. If you eat the whole thing, which most of us do, you're looking at 1,600 milligrams in one bowl. Manufacturers use this much salt to maintain flavor. Suspect number 4. Processed and cured meats. This category includes everything from the deli turkey and Robert's sandwich to bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. Curing is a preservation method that has used salt for centuries. A small 2-ounce serving of deli turkey, about 2 to 3 thin slices, can have over 500 milligrams of sodium. It's perceived as a healthy, lean choice, but it's a major source of hidden salt. Suspect number 5. Frozen meals. The freezer aisle is a minefield. Even meals that are marketed as healthy, lean, or low-calorie can be absolute sodium bombs. Salt is used as a cheap way to make food taste good after being frozen and reheated. It's not uncommon to find a frozen dinner with 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams of sodium. The picture of green vegetables on the box means nothing until you turn it over and read the label. Suspect number 6. Sauces, condiments, and dressings. This is death by 1,000 cuts. A tablespoon of soy sauce can have nearly 1,000 milligrams of sodium. A serving of salad dressing can add 300 milligrams to your healthy salad. Ketchup, mustard, relish, hot sauce, teriyaki sauce, jarred pasta sauce, they all contribute. Think of your pantry and refrigerator door as a sodium minefield. Each little addition adds up, and by the end of the day, the cumulative total is staggering. And we haven't even touched on restaurant food, where sodium levels are notoriously high because salt is the easiest and cheapest way for chefs to make food taste consistently bold and satisfying to a wide range of palates. Okay, so we've unmasked the culprits. Now we need to equip you with the tools to spot them in the wild. This is where you go from being a victim of hidden sodium to a skilled detective. Your most powerful tool is right on the package, the nutrition facts label. Learning to read it properly is a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. Let's break it down step by step. Imagine we're looking at a label for a can of soup. Step 1. Start with the serving size. This is the most important and most misleading part of the label. All the numbers that follow apply to 1 serving. Our soup can says the serving size is 1 cup, but it also says there are 2 servings per container. This means if you eat the whole can, you must double every number on that label, including the sodium. Food manufacturers often use unrealistically small serving sizes to make the numbers look better. Step 2. Find the sodium in milligram. This is the raw data. Our soup label says sodium 890 milligrams. That's the amount in 1 serving. Since we know we're going to eat the whole can, we double it. That's 1,780 milligrams of sodium. That is a massive red flag. Step 3. Check the percent daily value, DV. This is your quick guide. The percent DV tells you how much 1 serving of that food contributes to your total daily limit. For sodium, the DV is based on the 2,300 milligrams limit. Here's the simple rule to remember. 5% DV or less per serving is considered low. 20% DV or more is considered high. Our soup, at 890 milligrams per serving, has a DV of 39%. That is incredibly high. It screams, "Put me back on the shelf." Aiming for foods in the 5% DV range is a fantastic strategy for protecting your heart. Now let's decode the flashy claims on the front of the package. These are marketing terms and can be tricky. Sodium-free means less than 5 milligrams per serving. Very low sodium is 35 milligrams or less. Low sodium is 140 milligrams or less per serving. Reduced sodium or less sodium is the trickiest one. It simply means the product has at least 25% less sodium than the original version. But if the original soup had 1,200 milligrams of sodium, the reduced sodium version still has 900 milligrams, which is astronomically high. It's less, but it's not low. Always ignore this claim and check the actual milligrams on the back. No salt added or unsalted is a fantastic choice. One final detective skill: scan the ingredients list. Look for the words salt, soda, and sodium in any form like sodium benzoate or monosodium glutamate, MSG. The higher up they are on the list, the more of it is in the food. Alright, we've spent a lot of time on what to avoid. Now we get to the best part. This is where we stop feeling deprived and start getting creative. This is about igniting a flavor revolution right in your own kitchen. This brings me to another one of our viewers, Maria, a 72-year-old grandmother from Florida. After her husband Frank had a health scare, his doctor gave them a stark warning: cut way back on sodium. Maria, who had shown her love for her family through her cooking for 50 years, was heartbroken. She told me, "I thought my cooking days were over. I imagined serving my grandkids bland, boring food that they would push around on their plates." Maria's fear is the #1 reason people fail at lowering their sodium, the fear of blandness. But Maria was determined. Her first few attempts weren't great. She just omitted the salt, and the food did taste flat. But then, she started to get curious. She went to the library and got books on herbs and spices. She started watching cooking shows. She began to see cooking not as a process of subtraction, but of addition. She started experimenting. For her famous chicken, instead of salt, she made a rub out of smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and heaps of dried rosemary and thyme. She stuffed the cavity of the chicken with lemon halves, whole cloves of garlic, and a big bunch of fresh parsley. The aroma that filled her house from the oven was richer, more complex, and more enticing than ever before. At Sunday dinner, her family was silent at first. Maria held her breath. Then her grandson looked up and said, "Grandma, this is the best chicken you have ever made." Maria had discovered the secret. She hadn't removed flavor. She had unlocked it. You can do this too. Let's build your new flavor toolkit. Your first weapon: herbs. Fresh or dried, herbs add incredible dimension. For Italian dishes, basil, oregano, and parsley are the holy trinity. For poultry, rosemary, thyme, and sage are classic partners. Your secret weapon: spices. This is where you add warmth, depth, and complexity. Go beyond black pepper. Smoked paprika adds a smoky, savory flavor that mimics bacon. Cumin and coriander bring earthy, warm notes perfect for Mexican or Middle Eastern dishes. Turmeric adds a beautiful color and an earthy tang. A pinch of chili powder or cayenne can add a pleasant warmth that makes food more exciting. The magic of acidity. This is the technique that professional chefs use to make flavors pop. A squeeze of fresh lemon or lime juice, or a splash of vinegar like apple cider, red wine, or balsamic at the end of cooking brightens everything it touches. Acid tricks your taste buds and provides the same sharp, flavor-enhancing quality of salt, without a single milligram of sodium. The power of alliums and umami. Alliums are the family of garlic, onions, shallots, and leeks. Sautéing these in a little olive oil before you start cooking builds an incredibly deep, savory flavor foundation. This is the first step to almost any great dish. This creates umami, the fifth taste, which is a meaty, savory flavor. You can also get it from mushrooms, tomato paste, and nutritional yeast. Building these layers of flavor means you'll need far less salt. So there you have it. We have journeyed deep into the science of how sodium affects our bodies. We've become detectives, learning to spot the salty six and decode any food label. And most importantly, through the stories of people like Robert and Maria, we've discovered that a low-sodium life isn't a life of blandness, but one of vibrant, creative, and delicious flavor. Lowering your sodium intake is one of the most powerful steps you can take. It's not about restriction. It's about knowledge. It's not about what you're losing, but about what you are gaining. More energy, better heart health, and potentially many more healthy years to spend with the people you love. You are taking back control from the food manufacturers and becoming the architect of your own well-being. So, what can you do starting tomorrow? Here's a simple action plan. Step 1. Audit your pantry. Take 15 minutes. Turn around those cans, boxes, and jars. Use your new detective skills to identify the biggest sodium culprits. You might be shocked at what you find. Step 2. Try one flavor revolution meal. Pick one meal this week, maybe it's Maria's roasted chicken, and commit to making it with 0 added salt. Use herbs, spices, and acidity to build the flavor instead. Step 3. Master one low-sodium swap. If you love canned soup, find a brand that is explicitly low sodium, under 140 milligrams, or try making a simple soup from scratch. If you eat a sandwich every day, find a lower sodium bread. Small, consistent changes are what lead to massive results. This journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient and curious with yourself. If you found this masterclass valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to Senior Health Lab for more deep dives into evidence-based wellness. We are here to empower you on your health journey. And now, I have a question for you. After hearing everything today, what is the one change, big or small, that you are most excited to make? Share your commitment in the comments below. Reading them inspires our whole community. Thank you for joining us in the lab. Stay curious, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.